Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm All Things Wrestling, and today I'm going to be giving my comments, opinions, and the results of WWE Raw, 13th of February 2017. Before we start this video, I'm a little bit emotional because this Raw has been absolutely amazing. By the end of it, you'll know why I'm emotional. Okay, we start the show with Stephanie McMahon coming out and said Mick Foley wasn't there because didn't do his job right and she's given him a week off. Reigns came out and said he wanted Strowman right now. Stephanie asked the crowd if they wanted it, and they shouted yes, but she just pretended they weren't there. Reigns said he didn't care about anyone's opinion about him, especially her. Stephanie said Strowman will face Mark Henry tonight. Got no reaction. Reigns said he might have to watch that match live. Stephanie said if Reigns lays hands on Strowman, she might take away any opportunity he has against Strowman at Fastlane, and any opportunity he might have at WrestleMania. Cole Anderson and Luke Gallows came out. They said they couldn't stand to listen to Reigns disrespect Stephanie anymore. She thanked them. Anderson said he knew Reigns was a guy who wasn't used to being told no. Gallows suggested that he and Anderson face Reigns in a handicap match. Stephanie did an impression of Teddy Long, who she mentioned that will be in the Hall of Fame, and saying, I believe we have a match player. I love Teddy Long. We have that match immediately. The promo was good. I like heel Stephanie. Roman Reigns was... Gallows and Anderson were pretty good. Reigns jumped them before the match started. And then Gallows ran in without getting tagged. Joined Anderson and double teamed into a DQ. They tried a magic killer, but Reigns kicked Anderson away and escaped. Reigns gave Gallows a Superman punch. Anderson ran in with the chair, but Reigns punched him as well and then had the chair and chased him off. It was alright. It didn't really do anything for any of them. I mean, at least Gallows and Anderson lost by DQ. Would have been pissed off if they got beat. Then we move on to the announcement that they are doing an Andre the Giant documentary set to air on HBO backed by longtime WWE fan Bill Simmons? One of the two, spelled Simmons. Well, I'm happy to hear that because Andre the Giant is one of the biggest and best people in WWE history. It's nice to see he's getting some recognition. Then the New Day came out. Bo Dallas was already in the ring for some reason. Kofi Kingston wondered since he was by himself if Bo Dallas was trying to be some kind of social outcast. Hint, hint, wink, wink. Big E said they've been working on something special. Xavier Woods then announced the plans for the New Day ice cream machine. He then held up a ice cream blueprints folder. Then they had a match, Kofi Kingston and Bo Dallas. When Dallas went outside, he actually ripped the folder up, and the New Day just acted like he was destroying the Holy Grail or something like that. It was awesome. Kingston quickly recovered after some attacks and then got the SOS and then got the win. After the match, Big E poured glitter out of some toy-sized hearts into Dallas's mouth. It was like a babyface version of Ted DiBiase stuffing a $100 bill into the jobber's mouth in the 80s. Just gotta say, alright, segment. But there's been a lot of throwback in this episode. This is the first one. We'll see more, but I'm liking this. It doesn't feel old, but it doesn't feel boring. It just feels fresh, even though it's old. Then Neville did an interview with the shit interviewer number one, Charlie Caruso. She wanted to know about Jack Gallagher, but Neville badmouthed him. Gallagher popped in and said, if I could quote Shakespeare, and he went, no. He told him, take a good, long, hard look at yourself in the mirror because you're not on my level. Gallagher then went, Neville thought people didn't like him because of his look or appearance, but maybe it's really because he was a bloody pillock. It was great. I love Jack Gallagher. That moment was awesome, to be honest. Then they had a match, Jack Gallagher versus Noam Dar. Good match. Gallagher won with a running drop kick. After the match, Neville just came out and stared at Gallagher. It will be Neville versus TJ Perkins on 205 Live tomorrow night. Then in the back, the segment and the match are both good. It is really good. I'm loving the Cruiserweight division right now. Hopefully I'm not alone, because I want to see it succeed. And then we see Triple H and Samoa Joe getting out of a limo. Then Emelina finally made her grand appearance. She wore a gold dress coming out to Heart Music on the ramp. She said the fans had been waiting 17 weeks for the makeover of Emma to Emelina. Now here she was. Now to the makeover of Emelina to Emma. She walked to the back after that. The whole thing lasted 90 seconds. 17 weeks for this. Does this mean we're going to wait another 17 weeks for it to come back? And I've been told it's the modern day equivalent of the Dustin Runnels 7 character in 1999's WCW, where we got weeks of vignettes and the whole gimmick was just blown off on the debut. Second throwback. Then Bayley did a promo with interview number 1, who said this was the first main event on Raw. Bayley compared herself to Lita and Trish Stratus and brought up Lita winning her first WWE Women's Championship over Stephanie on the main event of 1999 Raw. Bayley said she was going to hit the jackpot tonight and take the Women's Raw Championship and achieve her dream. Good promo, can't wait to see that. Then we have Jericho and Owens in the back. Jericho said their festival of friendship would include lots of surprises. Triple H walked in and shook hands with both men. He wanted to talk to Owens. Jericho said he's cool with that and walked off smiling, and they left the two together. And obviously we see Triple H and Kevin Owens in a different part of the building talking, but no sound for obvious reasons. That was a good segment. I enjoyed that. Then we have Strowman versus Mark Henry. Strowman landed a cheap shot on Henry, which was done to give him a heel edge since he's been getting some cheers lately. They had a big man battle with Henry going for the World's Strongest Man, but Strowman landed on top of him, hit a drop kick, and then hit him with a power slam. Standard match. Strowman, I liked it. Beat Mark Henry. Apparently he's facing Big Show next week, so we'll see where that goes. Then Reigns came out and he announced to make sure to emphasize since the match was over, Stephanie's worrying about Reigns getting involved in Strowman's match with null and void. At first, Strowman kept him from the ring, but Reigns punched Strowman, landed 2 Superman punches, went for a spear, but Strowman caught him and delivered the Oklahoma Stampede, stood over Reigns and yelled, "You can't win!" It was good. I like Strowman. And he beat him up, so that's good. Bayley was talking to Shawn James backstage with Enzo Amore and Big Cass walked in. Bayley punched Cesaro's hand, and Sheamus hit Cesaro again, teasing the turn between the two. Sheamus was mad about Amore and Cass getting them disqualified last week. Then they came in, they did that segment a bit before. Cass said he always has his partner back, unlike another team you can think of. Amore said he didn't like them interfering in their match last week. They can do something about it. Cesaro got in Enzo's face, but Cass got in Cesaro's face. That little exchange was really nice. I do like that. Maybe a Cass-Cesaro feud. That might be pretty good. Then Michael Cole did a sit-down interview with Joe. Cole brought up using the tactics from Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns, saying some people said it was dishonourable. Joe said they are dishonourable. The only person whose opinions he cares about is Triple H's. Cole said some believe that the only reason Triple H was there is because Triple H is Fred Rollins. Joe said no one who has ever come out of NXT is on his level. Joe said he's a very dangerous man, and the last 2 weeks have proven that. Joe said Rollins was a crowd jewel of Raw for the last 2 years, but he couldn't last 2 minutes against him. Joe said because of him, Rollins will miss WrestleMania for his 2nd year in a row. Cole said Rollins claims that he will be coming back and he will slay the king. Joe said he will re-injure Rollins again. Nice heel thing there. Cole brought up Joe's first win over Reigns this week. He said it wasn't a flash in the pan like Sami Zayn, who was happy to be on the roster. He had no one on Raw could stand toe-to-toe with him. Cole said there was others in Joe's position like Shawn Michaels, Batista, Rollins, Randy Orton, who all have relationships on Triple H that have soured. Joe said the difference between him and everyone else is they all needed to be propped up against to get the job done. He's not those men. He didn't need Triple H as heavy. Triple H has finally got someone who can rely on because he knows what's best for business. For anyone who's questioning him, he'll understand by his creators unless they're destroyed. Joe walked off and threw down the microphone as Cole just watched. I enjoyed that. We will see a Samoa Joe Triple H feud. I can already tell you that now. Then we have a good match. Sami Zayn versus Rusev next. Rusev still had the face protector over his nose, and Zayn was very careful to stay away from his nose during the jump over the ropes. Rusev got a clothesline on Zayn on the outside. As soon as Rusev got in the ring, he got hit by the Oliver kick. That was good. I enjoyed that. A good match. And then Zayn did a promo with shit interview number 1 on the ramp, saying how losing to Jericho last week sucked, but tonight was a step in the right direction. It was a huge win against a huge opponent. He talked about how Joe said he wasn't some Sami Zayn, and he's damn right he wasn't Sami Zayn, because Sami doesn't take shortcut. He doesn't sell out. Joe's music played as he waited for Joe to come out, and the entrance he came from the announcer's table, ambushed Zayn from behind, ran him into the entrance display. They've been doing that a lot lately. I like it. And then choked him out with a Coquina clutch. And then he told Zayn, if you say my name, you put respect on it. I really did enjoy that. Then Teddy Long was officially announced even more that he would be inducted to the Hall of Fame. Check out Newsroom for stuff. They'll be on there anyway. They showed his days in the manager in WCW with Doom and Skyscrapers, of course. There were his days as GM of SmackDown. These flashback videos are fun because you never know who will pop up in the background. Last week they had cameo of Jim Cornette managing the Rock and Roll Express. This week they had a brief Palmer Cannon sighting. Don't know. Just roll with it. It was good. I'm happy because holla holla holla, player. And I put you in a tag team match. I loved Teddy Long. He was in my era of SmackDown, which is why he was so good. Then we move on to Akira Tozawa versus Daivari. Tozawa pinned Daivari with the German suplex. Brian Kendrick was on commentary acting like he was Tozawa's protege. Master, whatever you want to call it, sorry. And even though Tozawa didn't pay any attention to him, this is really funny, I'm enjoying it. Now we move on to the best segment of all time. The Festival of Friendship. We had Jericho doing a presentation over the video screen. So there was a huge pyrotechnic explosion. Some Las Vegas dancers came out with Jericho dancing some Tom Jones style music he danced to. Jericho was wearing a silver outfit thing. Fedora hat, introduced Owens, who looked very reluctant to be part of this. Jericho, who walked arm in arm with two of the dancers. Hint, hint, divas. Hint, hint, divas. Women, whatever you want to call them. Hint, hint. They will be, won't they? They got in the ring where the Festival of Friendship display with several gifts hidden by red covers. Jericho said he wanted to give Owens a special piece of art for the occasion, so he consulted with the sculptor named Ralph Guccinham, I don't know, who was a minimalist maximist artist who designed sculptures and looked like a double-headed dildo intertwined, to be honest. Jericho unrevealed the sculpture looked horrible, to be fair. He paid $7,000 apparently, and Owens just looked like he wanted to disrespect it, but kind of went, "Oh, that was a steal." Jericho then unrevealed a painting called The Creation of Adam. It was designed from The Creation of Adam by Michelangelo, except it was Jericho without pants with his championship, touching fingers with Owens, complete with the Universal title. He wanted Owens to hang it in his house, but Owens didn't want to because Jericho wasn't wearing pants and he has 2 children. Yeah, because that's the only reason you don't want it in your house. Sorry, I got a lot of spit in my mouth. Jericho then brought up Friendship the Magician, who pulled something out of his mouth. I don't know. And then he turned fire into a flower. They could have just brought back Fantasio, to be honest. Owen said his 9-year-old son could have done the same trick. Jericho agreed and put Magic the Magician's name on the list. And then he asked him where he got it, and then Jericho's just like, I found him on Craigslist. That was funny. I liked that. Jericho admitted that he should have made sure Goldberg doesn't make it to Fastlane, since he was going to do it here tonight in Las Vegas. He called Goldberg down and said Goldberg will get a commercial break in the same pose after he got back. Naturally, Jericho did his 1998 WCW gimmick, and so instead of Goldberg, we get Gilberg. Yes, actual Gilberg was back. Owens just got out of the ring and kicked the shit out of him. Which was funny. Owens said he thought the whole point of doing this was to get Goldberg out to the ring and beat the hell out of him. Jericho thought the Gilbert thing was funny, but he apologised It wasn't what Owens wanted. Jericho said he had such a great time being friends with Owens. The last year has been one of his best. Owens made his time in WWE the best place. He guaranteed at Fastlane Owens would beat Goldberg because he has Owens' back. Even more, he would have Owens' back because he's his best friend, his brother, which would never change. Owens said that he was sorry. He said everything was great. He loved Jericho too. They hugged. Owens said that he was going to walk out of Fastlane as Universal Champion. Owens said he was going to give Jericho something. He had nothing to compare what Jericho had given him. Stagehand gave him a box and opened it. He went, "Oh, that's perfect. A new list." He takes it out, just kind of looks at it and went, "Why is my name on it?" Slowly turns it around and then it just reads, "The list of KO." And then just KO looked at him and then jumped him, he destroyed the painting, and then tore off his robe, powerbombed him onto the apron. Another throwback to the Shawn Michaels Mark Jannetty breakup. And then Owens threw Jericho's head into the Jerrytron 5000. A Shawn Michaels Chris Jericho throwback. It shattered, obviously. Owens got some good heat as he threw down the sculpture. Jericho was bleeding from the forehead, which the referees did cover with a towel, which was amazing. And then we did go to commercial. After that, Jericho did the whole stretcher into an ambulance, making sure not to shoot his face, which the towels were still on. And the announcer was just like, what's going on? They never brought up the fact Triple H meeting with Owens earlier in the night. Suspicious. But this was great. It was a nice throwback, and I loved this breakup. I don't think I could have booked it any better. I don't think anyone was expecting this. Well, kind of, but it was just better than I was expecting. Then Enzo and Cass came out. Amore compared Cesaro to Baywatch Lifeguard. He said Cesaro could take his best shot and he would swing miss because he chugs a lot. It's supposed to sound like chocolate. I don't know. Cesaro had a match with Enzo Amore. There was one of the biggest botches in a very recent time here. Cesaro threw Amore into trying to over the rope, but he didn't go over the rope. He just ran into it, regained his footing, and instead of running back at Cesaro, he just literally jumped over the rope. It was funny. Cesaro just looked at Amore like it was from bloody space or something, which was great. And then he flipped back in the ring and tried to do the flip over. John takes Cesaro down with a roll up, but he's like, whoa, I'm not gonna fall thing. Cesaro won with a hoisin uppercut forearm thing. That was a good match. Then Charlotte walked to the ring when Sasha Banks walked up. Charlotte said Banks can talk the talk, but obviously she can't walk the walk, and told her to sit back and watch her do something Banks couldn't do. Win. Alright, promo, I enjoyed that. And this is the fourth or fifth women's main event in Raw history? Bayley versus Charlotte. Naturally, Dana Brooke did run down, but Bayley knocked to the floor. Bayley put Charlotte in the figure four lock. The referee was checking on Charlotte to see if she was tapping. Brooke raked Bayley's eyes. Charlotte put Bayley in the figure four leg lock. Banks ran out and hit Brooke with the crutch. As Charlotte breached the figure eight, Banks hit Charlotte with the crutch while the referee was checking on Bayley and that kind of stuff. And then after that, Bayley hit the belly-to-belly suplex and got the pin. Bayley is your new women's champion. You can now tell why I was emotional 19 minutes ago. It actually drew a tear of happiness to my eye. I was so... it's working me up. It was so good. I've literally waited to see this moment with Bayley for so long. Bayley and Banks hugged in the ring. Banks had the genuinest smile on her face you'll ever see. She just could not contain her excitement. Bayley hugged several fans in the front row and celebrated in the crowd. It was lovely. That's also a throwback, kind of. It was amazing. I mean, I didn't think she'd do it. I generally didn't think they'd give it to Bayley. And now she can go into... Please let us go into WrestleMania as a champion and win and have a WrestleMania moment as the champion, going in and going out. You did it right this episode. This was one of the best Raw episodes I've seen in the last couple of years. Everything was good. Just everything was really good. Every match was good. It was storyline. It was good. The Raw made sense. They had good matches, good storylines. The breakup was amazing. The championship change, that was even better. I don't know how it tops KO Chris Jericho, but it does for me. It's amazing. I'm so behind Bayley. Could not end Raw on a better note. And that was my thoughts on this Raw. Wow. Anyway, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you have. Subscribe to me for more content, and I'll catch you later.